We build our lives on the assumption of physical permanence. We expect the sun to rise every morning and the stars to hold their positions, functioning with a clockwork precision that grants us a sense of lasting peace. Surah At-Takwir shatters that comfort by introducing Inqilab Kauni, a violent reversal of every established physical law holding our reality together. It begins with the sun, a 12,000-degree inferno. As it starts to cool, its massive, burning solar flares retreat, and the star folds into a cold, dark, tightly bound sphere. Then the stars follow. They break free from the gravitational systems that bind them, losing their light as they scatter across the infinite void. We anchor our concepts of time and survival to these celestial bodies, yet their unraveling proves that even the largest physical entities in existence are fragile and temporary. From the breakdown of the cosmos, the destruction pulls close to home, landing on the mountains. Throughout history, humanity has looked to these peaks as the ultimate symbols of unshakable power. Here, these geological anchors are violently uprooted. Billions of tons of solid rock lose structural integrity, dissolving into dust and drifting away like a mirage. Against the scale of mountain ranges being wiped away by the wind, the human condition is exposed as terrifyingly small and delicate. We define our stability by the objects we consider immovable. When the very foundations of the earth are eradicated in an instant, the human ego is left with no physical point of reference to support its own sense of importance. In 7th century Arabia, the 10-month pregnant camel was the pinnacle of wealth. It promised immediate sustenance and future prosperity, a prized asset worth protecting at all costs. Yet, as the cosmos collapses, the sheer terror of this day renders this wealth completely worthless. Owners, too paralyzed by fear to look back, abandon these animals to wander alone. That same terror breaks down biological programming. Wild beasts, normally driven by territorial instincts, huddle together. Predators and prey forget their roles as they seek a common, feudal shelter. Even the oceans ignite. The foundational elements of the water, hydrogen and oxygen, separate and detonate, turning the seas into an expanding furnace of fire. When basic survival instincts fail and the earth itself explodes, the human constructs of economy, status, and natural hierarchy simply evaporate. The roaring cosmic chaos abruptly stops, shifting from the destruction of planets to a single, hauntingly quiet image, a buried infant girl. During the era of Jahiliyyah, parents would bury newborn daughters alive in the sand to avoid the burden of poverty or social shame. Divine justice approaches this crime with a terrifying shift in perspective. The murderers are bypassed, and the victim is asked directly, "For what sin was she killed?" By questioning the innocent, the silence of the guilty becomes absolute proof of their crime. The universe is dismantled to clear the stage for a single, inescapable purpose: the establishment of absolute moral justice. With the stage set, the ledgers of our lives are thrown open. Every carefully hidden secret, every suppressed action, and every private sin is exposed to the light. The physical sky is peeled away like an animal's hide, removing the final protective roof, separating the earthly realm from the overwhelming presence of the divine. Two ultimate realities are laid bare: the intensifying heat of a fully ignited hell and the serene pull of heaven being brought into view. With these realities in full view, the capacity for denial vanishes. There is no longer a shadow to hide in, nor a private space to retreat from the weight of what is being shown. Stripped of society, secrecy, and the physical sky itself, the human soul is left entirely unprotected against the truth. Pulling back from the scale of heaven and hell, the perspective isolates down to the single, solitary human soul standing in the ruins of the cosmos. In that exact moment, every individual will know with absolute certainty exactly what deeds they have brought with them. The soul is totally paralyzed. It is impossible to add a single good deed to the record or subtract a single mistake, as the person is entirely disconnected from their past worldly existence. Everything familiar is destined to change and disappear. In a universe where every anchor has been stripped away, Only the presence of the Creator remains constant, offering a refuge that does not shift with the tides of the cosmos.